All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry, it's been a little bit between postings, been a little hectic. So this is for beginners. If you notice right now, the front sight post is loose. This is one thing you want to check when you're cleaning firearms. This is for striker fire handguns. Because of YouTube, I already took it apart. Plus, some are different. So check your manual. Always make sure it's unloaded before you disassemble magazine and rounding chamber. So here's me just wiping it down with this rag, getting off all that buildup. You'll see earlier where I put CLP, which is cleaning lubricant and protectant, on a Q-tip, and also the rag to get it off. And then I also add it as my lubricant at the end. I personally recommend Gunzilla. That's not what I'm using in this video. And then I recommend wearing gloves. Harbor Freight gloves are good. These are cheap. I don't like them. And if you could help me out, like and subscribe. Also, you can pin in the comments any other type of how-tos you would like me to do. This is just a voiceover because it was pretty loud when I was doing this. The slide lock, side release lever under that gets a little dirty. It's kind of hard to get around. And for reference, this is a Glock 26. I do like the sprayer of this brand of CLP, but I got this from a relative, so I'm using it. I oil a little more than the manual says you have to, just for reference. Pretty much where you see a wear point is where you want oil. I point to a wear point on the barrel later in the video. Basically those ramps right there, and then the wear parts on the barrel is all you need to do. I do a little extra. I purchased that gun cleaning mat and gun cleaning rod kit on Amazon. And the CLP came from Amazon also. If you've been shown how to clean a gun using solvent and then oil, you do the same thing. You're just not changing the bottle you're using. It's very simple. I believe I was trying to show you the feed ramps. I don't polish my feed ramps, but I do make sure they're clean by getting in there, maybe putting CLP on it to make sure that the feed ramps aren't dirty. I do recommend this sort of brush for your barrel to begin with on a handgun barrel. I do not recommend it on a rifle barrel. I've had bad experience. They're obviously meant to be used on rifle barrels also. I just don't like it. So now I'm going to go to a normal patch. So I normally go wet patch, dry patch, wet patch, end up on dry, roughly in that order. Sometimes I'll do an extra wet or an extra dry, but I always end up on a dry patch. Obviously, if your barrel's dirty, it should come out kind of black or gray, and then eventually be more white like the patch. That's the goal. And then you'll look in the barrel safely at maybe something like a light. And I think I use my hand here in a minute to show you, because something like a light or something white behind it lets you see better. You're looking for anything you missed. And I didn't mention, you don't want ammo around. Things happen. Regardless what your skill level is, weird things can happen. It's out of frame. I think I am making sure the feed ramps are clean. Yeah, see? Pretty clean. This handgun wasn't that dirty. So how I personally put oil on things is, I call it painting. It's kind of like you're painting. Using a Q-tip, you can use a rag. I usually end up using both. that front sight post, I'll have to loosen and put more Loctite and then tighten it back, and it should be fine. I do remember the guy who helped me put it in, we didn't put that much Loctite, and that might be the problem. Those sights were sent to me from Glow. I like the brand, but not this type of sight. I am not a fan of the ones that are on this handgun. So right now I believe I am cleaning around the extractor. So now what I'm showing you is you do not want to put any lubricant around the striker the striker system. Gets in there and gums it up, it causes problems. So here's me using the rag pit oil on the recoil spring. Here's where I said I normally put oil in places that the manual doesn't say you have to. And I'm purposely going to turn away from the camera and put the handgun back together. You should check your manual on how to do it. If you have something like a 320, it's going to be different. An M9 is going to be different. An AREX Delta is going to be different. So I believe I have CLP on that rag, and I'm going to wipe down the outside. I normally wipe it down and then I dry it off. Also, your trigger area could have a bunch of lint, so if that's true, you want to clean that off.